If you answered more than 5 team questions this week, then you are working for your employees instead of the other way around. The solution isn't just better delegation. It's one major shift that makes your team finally think for themselves. I'm Abby Johnson, and I've helped businesses in over 50 different industries break this cycle and add 5 to 6 figures in profit. Most owners don't really understand what dependency is costing them in profit and time. One of the reasons these interruptions are so costly is due to something called context switching. This is where you have to actually reframe your mind in terms of what you are working on. There was a study done by Gallup, and it said that due to the lost productivity from context switching, business owners across the US alone were losing $450 billion. I had a client come to me this year. She was making around $500,000 a year in revenue, but she was working 7 days a week. And when I went through with her why she was working 7 days a week, we finally were able to take tasks off her plate that she felt like she just couldn't let go of. We ended up saving her 2 days a week, 8+ days a month. She's now going on a 2-week vacation for the first time in who knows how long, all because everything was dependent on her. My team has openings on their calendar right now for our free profit assessments, where we will show you exactly how much that dependency is costing you every single month. What happens is when people are training someone, most people think of training as just tasks and teaching someone how to do every step of a process. But the problem is most people leave out the end result and the actual purpose behind those tasks. And then the how of getting there can be flexible. All I care about is that end result. And really, there's a 3-step formula for when you're training someone. That first step is having them understand that end result, its importance, its purpose. And the next step of that formula is having a clear deadline. Now we come to step number 3 in this 3-step formula. And the biggest thing I hear when it comes to delegating is no one can do it as well as I do, right? You want to make sure that these end results, these tasks, these responsibilities you are giving are upheld to your standards, that they are in line with your company values and done to a quality that you want. And the way you achieve this is by having company policy in place. This is going to help make sure that your employees are executing how you want them to, within line with your values, but also give them a decision-making framework so that they aren't coming to you with decisions all the time. We've all gotten frustrated with big corporations and their company policies, but there's a reason they are in place. They're there to safeguard the business, whether that's financially, whether that's through their values, or whatever it may be. This is how you make independent employees. So how do we go about implementing this with existing employees? When you have a new employee come in, it's fine because it's new to them, it's new to you, and it doesn't matter. But if you have existing employees, it can be tough to change the environment and change what they've been used to for years sometimes. So the key for introducing new systems is to just keep redirecting. If someone is used to coming to you all the time with questions, you start answering those questions differently. Here are the 2 ways I like to do this. So it's 2 specific questions. So someone comes to you and says, "Boss, what do you want me to do about XYZ?" Now, if you've been working with this person for a long time, they already know what you're going to say. And you could say, "What do you think I'm going to say?" And then they say, "Well, you're going to say to give them a 10% discount," because that's what you always say. Now, the other way, if it's maybe not something quite as black and white or something like that, is you can flip it on them and say, "What would you do in this situation?" And they might say, "Well, I think we should give them a discount," or "I think we should give them a refund," or whatever. And if their answer is correct or you agree with their answer, then that's great. You can say that, you can validate them, it builds up their confidence. And then if it's not right, then this is a teaching moment and you can say, "Well, I think we should do XYZ because of these reasons." So it takes time to train someone, but the time freedom on the end of that is worth it. You are investing your time to get your time back after you have finished training someone. At some point after doing this exercise, they're going to stop coming to you all the time. I had a client once where he had a manager for 25 people out in the field, and he had that manager, but they would still come to him for little problems. They would say, "Hey, can you fix my hours? I clocked out wrong." What I had him do was say, "Hey, got it, go to the manager," because the manager should be the one handling those issues. After a few times of telling them to go to their manager, they finally stopped messaging him and they got the message that they needed to actually go to their manager instead of trying to go above her head. So what I want you to do is go look at the different roles in your business and see how you can start applying this. Maybe just start with your right-hand person. This doesn't need to roll out to everyone at once, but you have to start implementing this. You have to put in a little bit of time if you want to end up getting your time back. If you're tired of being the only person keeping your business running, this is exactly what we address in our free profit assessment. We'll show you where your team is stuck, where clarity is breaking down, and how to finally build a business that doesn't depend on you. Click below to book your free profit assessment today. I'll see you in the next video.